Hi, this is Quentin from QuentinVisionGolf, and today we're going to see Out of the Rough by Rudy Horn. It's a documentary on the Fir State golfers who were black and they wanted to play golf, but they couldn't. So they created their own thing in the 40s.
He keep bringing it back.
Go ahead and ask. Hi. You have popcorn? Sure. All right.
How you doing, sir? Good to see you. Yeah? Doing all right?
Yeah.
Getting good grades in school? Good. That's what I like to hear. What's up, man? How you doing?
Happy holidays.
Thanks. How you doing, man?
I'm about ready to go in and see Out of the Rough.
Oh, sorry.
On the spot. Let's do it. Rudy Horn, director, producer, Out of the
We're going to
Rough.
get started with the film, and we're going to do, after the film, we'll do a little talk back. We're lucky enough to have some of the guys that are in the film here, and maybe we'll be able to ask them a few questions. So, yeah, let's get started.
Golf was a game that in the early 40s and 50s, blacks weren't welcome on the golf course.
And what did we do to be treated in this fashion? We're humans. We're all human beings, and we need to act as a human being. How do we treat each other? And that's what it takes. The young people to understand and pass this information on and show people that there's another way that should be done and can be done.
What we have here is a failure.
We noticed that there was a golf course there, and Jefferson Park was a golf course I'm talking about. So my brothers and I, we used to go up there and look around. We didn't know what was going on, but remember this is 1935, between 1935 maybe 1937, something like that. And finally we figured out that if the guys hit balls and hit them out of bounds or in the water or something like that, we'd get them and we'd give them back to them. They'd give us, a nickel or a dime, and we thought that was great. A little older, and I got a chance to caddy for this vice president of Seattle First National Bank, and that's where I started learning. I really started learning about golf.
Sometimes I get a bag and walk 18 holes carrying 2 bags. I made big money doing that. 25 cents for 9, 40 cents for 18. And then, of course, Monday morning was the caddy's big day. We could play golf on the golf course Monday morning.
Fir State was formed in 1947, and there was Jim Crow. That was supposedly abolished in, I believe, I can't remember the exact date, but it never left. It was still going on. And Fir State, in standing up and formulating this club, was a similar answer to all the things about standing up, changing the politics and the laws that govern the country in regards to us as a race of people.
We belong to the Fir State Golf Club. The only reason we belong to the Fir State Golf Club is because it was the first black club that was organized, and we had a charter in this city.
Fir State is the second oldest predominantly black golf club. And I say predominantly black, but it was formulated by blacks and is the second oldest black club in the United States. The only difference when I say predominantly is because we've never discriminated against others, of any race, creed, or color, or gender. But it was formulated by blacks and is the second oldest such club in the United States.
So I'm sitting here with Mr. Sam Jennings. And how long have you been golfing?
Oh, Quentin, I've been playing quite a bit. Let's say 41 years. You know how I can keep up with that? Because my oldest daughter was born the same day my first round of golf. And I missed her birth on, so I swore to her I would be the best golfer she would ever see 41 years ago. And I tried my damnedest. And I want to be as great as you are now.
Really?
Oh, yes. You're a great golfer.
So how many times do you go to the course a week?
Well, since it's done chilled off on me, I go at least 4 times a week now, but I normally go up there 8 times a week.
Wow.
Yes.
So if you're not golfing, what do you usually do?
Well, if I'm not golfing, I'm sort of into golf. I'm most likely teaching somebody some kids. I love teaching kids, like.
Oh, I see.
That's what I do on my spare time. Not spare time, that's what I do on my real time.
Yeah.
Because my golfing days, they're sparingly, but I'm going to stay in the game. Like the guys on the TV, on the movie set, you cannot give this game up. It would not let you. And the only way I stay attached to it, you do something else in the game, such as teaching or helping others. So that's how I'm going to stay in the game for the rest of my life. And hope to see you for the rest of my life with your great swing and great golfing there.
So how long have you been teaching?
Oh, for about 20 years. Let's see, 20, 21 years. I just picked it up, and I just thought I had something to pass on to others, and they sort of thought so also. And they let me talk to them about the game, and I had a lot of fun teaching. Meet a lot of good people. Golf is I can't say that, but golf is, you do find a lot of good people in golf, in the game. You find a lot of people.
Yeah.
How do you find the golf?
I really like golf, and I find a lot of friends there in my tournaments.
That's what I'm talking about. A lot of good people out there.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say this, they're everlasting. The everlasting friends. Once you meet a person in golf, it's forever. They are forever. That's what this game is. It connects you somehow. They're forever. Just like you. You're going to be my buddy forever. Big guy.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Stay in the game, guys.
Okay.
I'm going to be right there with Mom and Dad watching you.
Okay.
All right.
So I'm here with Mr. Rudy Horn, and he's the creator of Out of the Rough. So Mr. Rudy, as you know, I love to play golf.
I do know that.
And I know you do too.
Yeah.
I've known you since I was 2 years old.
Yep.
So where did you first hear the story of the Black Golf Club, Fir State, and what made you want to make a movie about it?
Well, I first started playing golf at Jefferson probably as a teen, early teen. I was probably about 13 because I lived in the neighborhood. I grew up on Beacon Hill, and I got the job at Jefferson when I was 19. And that's when I really started learning and meeting the gentlemen that are in the film.
I see. So who are the story seems to have affected you pretty deeply. What would you call making this film a labor of love?
Yeah, absolutely. The gentlemen that were featured in this film are, I would call them my mentors in life. They really were a big influence on me growing up. When I was still a teenager, I was able to really learn some valuable life lessons from them, and they really took me under their wing, and I'm really grateful for them doing that. So me making this film was kind of a way for me to give back to them and present them with a platform and a stage to tell their story.
Who are the notable people in the film, and who were a part of the Fir State?
So the Fir State Golf Club was started in 1947, and all the original members that started that club are passed away now.
Oh.
So the gentlemen in this film, they're kind of like, I'll call them like the second generation of Fir State golfers. Mr. Lynch, I think he joined the club in 1953. So that was, I mean, it was 6 years after the club started. So yeah, and I refer to them as Mr. Lynch, Mr. Dean, but it's Bill Lynch, Lucius Dean, Cornell Benson, Sam Jennings, and Robert Woodard.
I met Mr. Bill Lynch when I was little too. I'm going to hopefully talk with him later. And then, so Mr. Rudy, what challenges did you have bringing the story to the screen?
Well, I'm not a filmmaker, so that's the main challenge. Was I had to gather a team of filmmakers to make the film because I had the connection to the story and I had developed a friendship with these guys, and so yeah, I had to raise some money because everything costs money in this life, and you'll get to learn that. But yeah, I was able to raise some money and hire some professionals to make the film. So that was the biggest challenge, was diving into a film world that I knew nothing about.
What was the process?
Well, first the process was the fundraising, because once you get the funds, then you can go out and you can hire the experts.
Mm-hmm. And then from researching and writing the script to chewing the project. Well, that wasn't really a question, but.
So documentary filmmaking is a little different when writing a script, because you go and you record all the footage first, and then you dive into it and figure out what story you want to tell. If that makes sense.
What's next? Will you enter any film contests, festivals?
Definitely, good question. Yeah, we entered into the Seattle International Film Festival, which is it's here in Seattle, and it's one of the biggest in the world. So
really?
Yeah, so we're hoping that we're gonna get into that, and then once you get into that festival, then you have a chance to get into a lot of others around the nation.
Okay. Thank you for talking with me, Mr. Rudy. I loved your movie, and good luck getting out.
Thank you, sir, and good luck to you.
Thank you.
What do you want to ask me?
How long have you been playing golf?
I've been playing golf for about 81 years.
Wow, that's a
Ever
long
since
time.
I was 8 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you teach?
Well, I taught. I haven't taught lately, but in the late 80s through the early 2000, 20,000, I should say, I taught golf, yeah, for about over 20 years. I taught juniors. And just like I said in the film, we used to go to different places like California, Colorado, Oregon, and play tournaments. And we would take the kids there, these young, anywhere from 8, 9 years old up to about 15, 16. We'd take them there and be we'd be their mentors in playing golf.
I see. How many times do you get out to play a week?
Oh, this is Seattle now, you got to remember. Now, if we were in California, I could probably say 2 or 3 times, but this time of the year, you go up the golf course now, you might see 1 or 2 people out there playing, because the weather's too bad.
What do you do in your spare time when you're not playing golf?
Well, you remember, I'm 89 years old, so my family knows my motto is do as little as possible, nothing if you can help it. So that's what I do. Usually I'm laying back watching TV, and usually I'm watching golf mainly, so I'm still learning, and don't forget that. I'm 89 and I'm still learning. So remember, if you learn how to play golf, it's a never-ending learning process. Somebody can always teach you something new.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Lynch. Okay, that was fantastic.
Okay.
I thought the movie was great. I feel upset that African Americans had to go through all that when they just tried to play golf. And if it wasn't for Mr. Bill Lynch and all the other people in Out of the Rough, things wouldn't be like they are today. So I hope you get to see Out of the Rough, and this is Quentin Vision Golf. Bye.